Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Thursday, April 4th, 2018. So I want to jump into two items before we talk about price today, and those are two big items I'm sure you've heard about. First is Aliant, we'll go over that briefly, and then Abra, adding 7 more cryptocurrencies. And then I do want to jump into price. I want to talk about specifically what I've been doing. I've been trying to get as many perspectives and opinions on the market and everything as possible, but I want to talk briefly about that. But let's jump into this first. So this blog post by Abra is Abra adds 7 more cryptocurrencies. XLM, Bitcoin Gold, Digibyte, Augur, Status, Stratus, and 0x are now live on Abra. I personally am a big fan of both Stellar and Digibyte, and I know many of you are as well because I've had a lot of comments asking specifically about Digibyte, but I've had some discussions about XLM with you guys as well. The launch of these new cryptocurrencies are part of the redesign announced a few weeks ago. This means you can exchange between 20 cryptocurrencies and over 50 fiat currencies seamlessly through the Abra application, with more digital assets on the way. Users in over 70 countries transacted on the Abra app, with BTC, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, and Omise Go leading the way in terms of transaction volume. And then this is the big announcement I'm sure you guys might have seen on Twitter. Aliant Payment Systems announces partnership with the Litecoin Foundation. And something that one of the Litecoin developers said about this: don't use the word official, it's misleading. Losh is a developer for the Litecoin Foundation. It's official in the sense that it's the first to complete the Litecoin Foundation's registration process, making the company the first official Litecoin payment processor. The wording can be a little misleading there. It technically is, but as Losh states here, don't use the words official, it's misleading. The whole point to decentralized blockchain is to get away from official. I think he might have meant chain there. Blockchain. But the partnership allows the Litecoin Foundation to provide merchants who inquire about cryptocurrency payments with a processor that has been vetted and approved. A 15-year veteran in the payment industry, Aliant was one of the only processing companies to offer cryptocurrency compatibilities in e-commerce, retail, and mobile environments. Aliant offers a well-rounded solution for merchants to accept Litecoin easily with physical point-of-sales terminal via Point, virtual sales terminal, and custom API integration, said Charlie Lee, managing director of the Litecoin Foundation. Merchants also have the flexibility to keep the payments they receive in Litecoin or convert them immediately into fiat currency. And this is their website here. This is something myself as well as many others have been talking about for a few months now. And then if we want to jump right into the price, so this is something I've been going back and forth with, but basically I've taken some input from others. I've joined a few Discord channels that I personally am enjoying a lot so far. And the Discord channels have different opinions. Some people, they're saying we won't go below 100. Some people will saying we will go below 100. But just in terms of price, if you're holding long term, this isn't really something you should be too worried about. But if you are swing trading or just trying to day trade it all, then this is more valid and more relevant to you. Like I said, I have about 5% of my total Litecoin that I've been trading. So far, I haven't lost any money. I've actually made a somewhat significant portion, and I've added more Litecoin to my position, but I've been very careful about it. I've only made 2 or 3 trades over the past 2 weeks. And so there's 2 scenarios that I'm really looking for right now. We've actually been holding somewhat well in the last 24 hours in this small tight range here. And one thing I think is worth bringing up is that the low we had on March 30th was about 109-ish. At least the wick extended down to about 109. On April 1st, again, we hit 109. And then yesterday, our low was about 114, 113 US dollars. So what's good about this pattern is of each of these 3 times, the lows have been getting higher. However, this is essentially the same low here, so they were essentially matched, which could still be good in the short term. But again, the signal that I'm really anticipating, if we would go below 109 and retest that, what we did a few days ago, then I would start looking for a more bearish pattern and everything, and I think my strategy would change a little bit. On the flip side, if we're able to maintain these levels as the new bottom for the short term, then in the short term, and just for purposes of swing trading, I would most likely sell the next time we had a pump similar to this one. It would be a gain of about almost $20 per Litecoin if you bought in around here and sold similar to the last pump. And so just in terms of adding to your position, I think that's probably the smartest thing to do. But again, if you're holding, that's not something you have to worry about. But again, I would start to really think that it's possible that we could go below 100 if we retest that 109, possibly 108 Litecoin price level again. If we did, I think there would be massive support at 100 US dollars. And if you look on exchanges, there is a lot of orders set, a lot of support at that price. And as far as the Litecoin Bitcoin pairing, I did watch Nicholas Merton's newest video this morning, and he still believes that a touch on the 200-day moving average would be healthy for Litecoin, and he expects that to be the case. Would put it around 1,460,000 Satoshis. But again, I personally think there is a lot of support kind of where Litecoin already is and where it's been. This level 1,800,000 has been resistance in the past, and so that could be one of the main reasons it's formed somewhat of a support here. You can see back in January that was the case, back in August of 2017 it was the case, and back in June of 2017 as well. As far as Bitcoin, it's the same story. A lot of these coins are mimicking each other, or most of the coins are mimicking Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's low was right at 6,000 in February, and the low we got at the beginning of April was about 6,423. And again, what I would start looking for if we would start going lower, if we would break these lows of the last week of around 6,400, then I think it's possible we could go a lot lower. And a lot with Bitcoin, I would even say maybe 6,000, we'd probably have a nice big jump again. And that would be somewhat of a confirmed real double bottom. But this bottom, again, is really extended in terms of how long it's been going on. You can see when we did touch the 6,000, it was immediate that we essentially bounced back up. And we're not seeing that here. So that leads me to think it's possible that we still might have room to go down in the short term before we can bounce back up. Again, long term, confident on everything, bullish on everything. But just in the short term and in terms of adding to your position, I think this is probably the smartest strategy to go with right now. But again, I'm not really going to be exiting any positions or trades unless we would go below the 109, 108 for Litecoin. As long as we stay above that, then I'm feeling pretty confident. But again, if we do break that, that's when I'll start to really consider some more bearish options in the short term here. But yes, I would love to know what you guys think. If you've made it this far, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and I hope you have a great day.